Thank you, Jess, for a very table topics. Well, you know me, I love going over time and I thoroughly enjoyed my question. Speaker one, Tucky. Tucky had a great response, and it was really encouraging how Tucky got really excited into the question that Jess asked. If you could sit around the campfire, what would you talk about with the elders? Tucky talked about some really significant points. She added that there's lots of questions that you would want to ask, but in a minute of time, she would like to ask where she could and could not go. She highlighted with some education about places that she's already aware of, that she can go as a woman and definitely as a man. I like Tucky's conclusion, but I believe that Tucky could have highlighted some more reasoning behind why that is a women's space and why that is a men's space. When I was in Canberra, I went to that women's space and it was very significant because of the way that it sits in between the breast of two mountains. And it's always really quite significant about a birthing site. Would have been a great way to Tucky to give more in-depth knowledge to the question. And her conclusion then could have added, I know I can go here as a woman because it connects to me and birthing. But thank you, Tucky. So Tucky's second question, I was so busy dealing with the technology issue that I did a different evaluation of it, and the language that Tucky, because it was broken and lots of apologies saying, I'm sorry guys, we've got technical difficulties. I won't misjudge Tucky by evaluating that particular question. But thank you anyway. That's you.
Thank you, Dawn. Awesome. So I got the lovely Peter first, and I'm glad that Peter said, well, I want to broaden that. And he told us a little bit about himself, that he lived in Melbourne in the early 70s, and that's a bit time ago, so I misjudged Peter's age, so to speak, because I thought he was younger than that, so that's nice. And what I liked about Peter's, double checking my notes here. Lovely when you can think about your own writing. Okay. And I liked, what I would have liked to see is Peter's hand gestures, because you see the baseline of where he said about swirling, but we couldn't see the real swirling, but you knew sort of he was making some kind of hand gesture, but we really couldn't see it on screen. But if he just did swirling like that upwards, then he may have actually got that message across to us a little bit better. But overall, he did a great job. And to be mindful of your gestures when you're on Zoom. So just great job anyway, Peter. Narelle. I loved how she talked about the creativeness and also how non-Indigenous people can actually support Indigenous people. And I thought, great, from our two non-Indigenous visitors, well no, one member and one visitor, and another non-Indigenous person in the room, I thought, wow, at least, yes, this is what Club Koori is about. And it made it totally relatable in the figures and brought to our scope as a club, that we're not just exclusively, but we have a majority of members. But the thing that I would encourage Narelle to do, you tend to look to the left of the camera. I would have also maybe liked you to look to the right a little bit. So you'll lean into one side of the camera. So that's something that I'd encourage you to do when you're on Zoom. But great job, and I love the way you talked. when Di came up, she had a brilliant smile, and so I think that really sucked us all in. Because I could see that you were all listening intently, and I thought, great. I love Di's descriptive words that she used to paint the scene and get that image of walking up over the bank and seeing the Murray River. And I thought to use that really well, and it really engages. What I would encourage Di to do is she was holding the lectern as a crutch. And I'd like to just step back a little bit and not use it, because normally she's always got these lovely big gestures, but did a great job as well. But I love those descriptive words that she used. Linda, I totally agree with what Linda said about bringing back the debutante balls, because I remember those. And I think that's really important, because it gives people that sense of identity, but also saying, yeah, we are members of society, and we are, you know, especially for our young ones now, because I remember they used to make all the dresses over at one of the places, Druitt. Yeah, so I think that's really important to bring those skill sets back. But I would have liked you to sort of expand on, you know, the debutante balls, and they used to sew the dresses. And I know you're a bit of a sewer, so you could have demonstrated going, oh yeah, we sewed those dresses, you know, or something like that with a hand gesture. But great, I agree with you. Bring back the debutante balls. That's something that maybe could be a project 5 for someone in Koori. Let's try. I'm quite happy to team up with someone and do that one. And who did I miss? Have I missed anybody? No, excellent. Thank you. And now